Welcome to my 2025 NFL mock draft. I think this is actually the first mock draft I've ever done, so that is interesting. But getting right into it, number one pick, Cam Ward. I have not seen a mock draft where Cam Ward goes anywhere else but number one, so this isn't too much of a surprise. Everybody has Cam Ward going number one. Number two, Abdul Carter. This one is a bit interesting because most people have either Shedeur Sanders or Travis Hunter going number two to the Browns. I don't think the Browns are going to select a quarterback at number two just because of their past history on selecting quarterbacks high and it not working out. So I don't think they're going to do that. Travis Hunter, maybe, but I have a better destination for Travis Hunter, and that is the Giants. I think Travis Hunter will go to the Giants. I don't know if the Giants will trade up to two, but I really think the Giants want Travis Hunter. So I have him going number three to the Giants. Number four, Will Campbell to the Patriots. Offensive tackle. The Patriots really need help with their O-line, and he's obviously the number one prospect, so not really a surprise there. If Travis Hunter was still on the board, I think they'd take him, but he's not, so they'll take Will Campbell. Mason Graham to the Jaguars, no surprise there. I think everybody has him going to the Jaguars. Raiders, Ashton Jeanty, another one I'm very confident about. There's not too many picks on here that I'm very confident about, but this is definitely one of them. I think Ashton Jeanty definitely goes to the Raiders at number 6. It is pretty high for a running back, but I mean, he can be a generational running back, so you got to take him number 6. Number 7, Amon Mimbu, another offensive line or an offensive tackle for the Jets. Yeah, really no surprise there. There's a couple other people I can see the Jets taking, but they really need help on that offensive line, so and he's a good prospect. Number 8, Jalen Walker. Yeah, I feel like there's a better edge players, but I think he's a good fit in Carolina. Number 9, Shedeur Sanders. This one is definitely, I've watched a few mock drafts. Nobody has Shedeur Sanders going to the Saints, which makes sense because they had Derek Carr. But it was only recently that Derek Carr, there's questions in New Orleans about their starting quarterback, Derek Carr, because of his shoulder injury. So, if Shedeur Sanders is still on the board at number 9, why not take him, right? The Saints could also take Omarion Hampton, the running back, but there's so much depth in the running back chart, they can just get another good running back in the second round or third round. So if Shedeur Sanders is still there at number 9, why not take him, right? And it's the gold and black, just like Colorado. It makes sense, right? Number 10, Kellen Bakes Jr., the Bears really need offensive line help, so this is no surprise. Walter Nolan to the 49ers, definitely one of the top defensive tackle prospects, so not really a surprise there. This one is another very bold prediction I have. Marion Hampton going to the Cowboys. I was just talking about how the running back chart is, or depth chart is so deep that, you can get a good running back probably even in the 4th round. But I don't know. This is such a Cowboys move to make. Their drafts are, I'm not saying that he's going to be a bust, but I'm just saying the Cowboys are always do something crazy. Like their past history, they have a lot of draft busts. That's what I'm saying. I just said I don't think he's going to be a draft bust, but going Amarian Hampton at 12 is pretty crazy. But I feel like if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be the Cowboys. Number 13, Josh Simmons. Yeah, not really a surprise there. A lot of the offensive tackles are going to go early. Tight end Tyler Warren. Yeah, he's the number 1 tight end prospect. The Colts need a tight end. It only makes sense. Falcons, Shamir Stewart. There's a lot of good edge and linebackers in this class. So they could have gone Mike Green. They could have gone Shamir Stewart. They could have gone a ton of different people. But I mean, Shamir Stewart is interesting because he has a lot of, like, he's good, but, you know, a lot of pros and cons is basically what I'm trying to say. So they're really gambling on him on the number 15 pick. I feel like maybe they could have gone somewhere else, but I feel like from Texas A&M, it only makes sense he goes to Atlanta. Number 16, Jade Barron to the Cardinals. Number one cornerback in the class. Number 16, I'd say that's a steal. Bengals go Mike Green. I was going back and forth if Shamir Stewart goes to the Bengals or the Falcons. I feel like this is more likely, though. Mike Green goes to the Bengals, but I can see it going either way. Seahawks. I was thinking about who to give the Seahawks because they also need help on the offensive line, but this is Taterio McMillan. I think that's how you say his name. He's obviously the number one wide receiver prospect in the class. And if he's still on the board at number 18, you got to take him. And the Seahawks don't have a wide receiver 3. So, this is a steal for Seattle if he's still on the board. Buccaneers go Will Johnson, number 2 cornerback. I'd say that's a pretty good steal at number 19. Number 20, Dylan Sampson. This is another interesting one because they could have gone Henderson. They could have gone a bunch of different running backs. Only the Hampton and Ashton Jeanty have gone so far. So, and I know that he's like the number 5 or number 6 drafts prospect, but I think that they'll like him. He's from Texas. I know that the colors don't matter or anything like that. I did the same thing with the Falcons, like Texas A&M. Like, oh, why not go to the Falcons because it's black and red, which obviously isn't true. I didn't put him going to the Broncos just because he came from a school with orange colors, but I feel like he would be a great fit in Denver. He's more of a downhill running back. More like a bulldozer than speed. So I feel like he'd be a good fit in Denver. It's an interesting pick. Probably won't happen, and they'll probably take somebody else like Henderson since he's a number 3 draft running back prospect in the class. But I don't know. I got a little confident with this one. Number 21, James Pierce Jr., another steal. If he's on the board at number 21, the Steelers are a perfect fit. This is a great steal for Pittsburgh. Like I was saying, there's a lot of good defensive end and edge rushers in this class. I can see him going number 15 to the Falcons or number 17 to the Bengals. All of this is mixed up. I can see all 3 of them going, it's a toss up, but if he's on the board at number 21, I'm sure he'd love to go to the Steelers. Number 22, Colston Loveland. I'm very confident about this pick. The Chargers desperately need a tight end. He's a number 2. This is a great pick for the Chargers. Packers, Matthew Golden. Obviously, they need a wide receiver. He's the number 2 prospect. That's a very good steal for the Packers. Another good defensive end, Michael Williams. This is especially going to the Vikings. This is a very good pickup for the Vikings. I think they'd be very happy with this. Number 25, Luther Burden. Number 3, wide receiver. The Texans need a wide receiver. It makes sense to me, and he's a good wide receiver too. So the Texans, I'd say they got a steal here. Malik Starks, again, very good. I know he's a safety and not a cornerback, and the Rams need a quarterback, but if he's still on the board at number 26, that's a pretty good pickup. Derek Harmon to the Ravens. I think this is a pretty solid pickup. The Lions, offensive tackle Gray Zabel. I don't know about this one. I feel like he's more of a round 2 guy, but they need offensive help, and I didn't really see any other steals that they can get, so this is just a pretty straightforward pick. Number 29, Jack Sawyer. Another interesting pickup. There's definitely better defensive linemen above Jack Sawyer that Washington could have take here. But I think they like Jack Sawyer from Ohio State. I can see him go in the first round. And then Kenneth Grant to the Bills, another good pickup, Michigan guy. Um, I think it only makes sense he goes to the Bills. The Chiefs definitely got a steal here with Josh Cornerly because, of course, the Chiefs did. I feel like he's going to be good. And then finally, rounding it out with the Eagles going guard Tyler Booker, another good pickup for the Eagles. And then at the very end, we have this so you can see all of the everything that I basically just talked about just wrapped up for you. But that's basically it. Let me know in the comments what you'd change. I know I had a lot of interesting picks here, like 4 or 5. The rest I think are pretty straightforward. But let me know what you think in the comments, what you would change.